All right, I think we are good.
Yes, it is showing up on my computer.
Wonderful. All right. We can give it a couple minutes, see who pops in.
This is good. This is fine. We can just do it to 0 people. That's less terrifying.
It's true. And then they can watch the recorded version.
I was so scared going into this. I was like, this feels like a job interview. They're gonna
Well,
ask me questions about my work history.
what would you say is your greatest weakness?
Uh, my greatest weakness is how many strengths I have. I just have too many strengths. I'm just too strong.
How do
Wait,
you
ask me
resolve
another one.
conflict with your coworkers?
I fight them. Wait. No, no, no,
You're
no.
hired.
Okay. What kind of workplace is this?
um, a really fun one where we don't
Okay.
get anything done.
Okay. I'm good at not getting anything done.
Me too. All
It's
right.
actually exam week right now, and
Oh, my
I'm
condolences.
here.
Well, thank you for taking some time to um, chat with us.
I will do anything to put off studying for my exams.
Yes, as you should. All right. Well, I think we can get the show rolling.
Okay.
It's going to be super exciting and so much fun.
Yes.
Yeah. So I guess just to get started, my name is Tesh. I'm a moderator with the PBC, and today with me I have this wonderful person who goes by the name of Spikes. And if you want to take a second and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you do.
Good morning, Tash. Um, I am Spikes. I have a podcast about burgers. It's called Ham Your Burger and the American Dream. It's about a little guy who has some problems. It's about being transgender and killing the president, but like not in real life. Never in real life. We wouldn't do that. Of course we wouldn't do that. Of course it's in a video game and we're not the podcast book club is not going to get banned off of twitch.tv because that would be a terrible way to begin the stream. Um I do writing, I do audio editing, but I'm very, 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 very bad at it. Uh, Recently, I've been doing a lot of script editing for other people. Um, yeah, yeah. Is that everything? Is that good?
That's fantastic. Um, so the primary reason we have you here today is because your show started because of Podjam. Is that correct?
It would be bad if I said no, right?
I mean, you can if you want.
I mean, yes, but it would be funny if I said no and then we just had to end the whole call.
It would be. Okay, 4 minute stream. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
But yeah, do you want to talk a little bit about your experience with Podjam?
Oh God, it's painful. Um, no, 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 don't say that. It's really good. Uh, this was 2024, so it was a couple years ago. It was actually, I think it was the first one. And they were just posting about it on Tumblr. And at the time, I was big into hit podcast Welcome to Night Vale, written by Joseph Fink and Jeffrey Craner, produced by Disparition. Okay.
Woo!
Um, and I was friends with a bunch of other Night Vale fans, and we sort of had a group chat where we talked to each other, and we complained about Welcome to Night Vale because nobody hates Welcome to Night Vale more than Welcome to Night Vale fans, and nobody loves complaining about Welcome to Night Vale more than Welcome to Night fans. Um, so I saw this thing, and at the time, I had been writing a little bit. I had been like submitting short stories to literary journals and mostly getting rejection letters. And one time it got published, but mostly I was getting a lot of rejection letters. Um, but I wanted to be doing more writing, and the literary scene here is a lot of very serious poets. So if you go to a literature event, it's a lot of very serious poets and people with degrees and people who actually know what they're talking about. And I didn't really feel like I fit in there because it was a bit terrifying and scary, and I just wanted to write something very unserious. Um, but I saw this ad for the podcast jam, and I thought maybe I could try making a podcast with my friends, since we were all already podcast fans. And it kind of got out of control from there, and now we're here today. Now we're here today.
Awesome. For anybody who's watching who doesn't know, Podjam is basically a it it its roots were kind of like with the game jam idea, where you have a set amount of time to make a thing. So Podjam is an annual event where people have 1 month to make the pilot episode of an audio drama. Um, so a lot of people just kind of make like a standalone thing and they don't continue it. What made you want to continue beyond that first episode that you made for Podjam?
I think we were so focused on whether we could continue it that we didn't stop to think about whether we should continue it. You know? Uh, well, I think I was just ready to take on a long-term project at that point. Because I was doing a psychology degree, but I was kind of depressed because psychology degrees will make you depressed. Um, and I wanted to be doing something creative that wasn't just writing essays all day. The way the story kind of snowballed was just we made the pilot, and then I just kept having ideas about where it could go, and then it kind of became a thing. But originally it was only going to be like 8 episodes, and then episode 2 I thought actually it should be probably twice as long. Um, and that's how we ended up doing it for 2 years and counting. Oh no. Oh no. Is that a good answer? I feel like all of these answers are a bit terrible.
That was great. Um, and genuinely, you're doing great. I'm having a great time.
Thank you.
Uh, oh no, I lost my list. Wah. Do you want to talk a little bit about just kind of the experience of making an audio drama for the first time? Um,
Oh, it was horrible. Uh, it was very bad. No. Well, yes. Well, yes. Okay. Writing the script was fun. For the first Podjam, we had a month to write the script, and I liked that a lot more because I'm kind of a slow writer. These days, it's like you get a week. You get a week or 2 weeks. Um, I would say the hardest part was I had to learn how to audio edit because after the first episode, our editor suddenly became very busy, and wasn't available for the project anymore. So I was like, okay, I really want this thing to get made. I don't have any experience with editing audio. However, I read in I read in the Welcome to Night Vale script book that when they started, they just kind of had a cheap microphone and Audacity. People know what Audacity is, but I'll explain it anyway. It's like a free audio program. Um, so I was like, okay, it can't be that hard, right? Right? It can't be that hard. And it turns out it was that hard. Um, so the first couple episodes that I edited were extremely scuffed, just all kinds of mistakes. And I went back and did a lot of them kind of last year. So they're a little less scuffed now, but the audio is still not high quality professional stuff.
Yeah,
And
that's kind of how it goes with audio drama stuff, though. There's a lot of leeway from audiences and stuff, which is really nice.
yeah, in a way, I feel like the scuffedness adds to the character of the show. It's kind of endearing how low tech it is. Uh, and I would even kind of lean into it in the later episodes. I would leave in some of the bloopers in the main podcast. Like if someone messed up a line they were not safe from me, I would just leave it in. So I was kind of doing PvP with voice actors at that point. But it's what they deserve for being voice actors. Sorry.
So, what would you say? So, yeah, what would you say has gotten easier since you made that first episode? Like you mentioned, getting better at audio editing. Is there anything else that has become like just a little more intuitive for you?
Mainly the audio editing thing because I really had to learn that from scratch and I still hate doing it. I don't like it, but I don't trust anyone else to do it. Um, writing the episodes I think got easier. I feel like writing the pilot is always the most difficult part to write because you have to establish everything from scratch. And then after that, it's just kind of smooth sailing. Um, but I think I got faster because it used to take me like, um, I don't know. I don't know. It used to take me very, very long, and I would go through like 6 drafts. Now it's more intuitive. I just got more of a sense of how to write things. And because it was just for the podcast, it was very low pressure, and I didn't feel like it didn't feel like I was actually practicing writing, so that because it was just for the podcast, and then when I got better at it, it was like, oh, I guess this actually does count as writing stuff. That's crazy.
Nice. Um, yeah. I mean, to pitch PodJam once again, it's a wonderful place to push yourself a little bit and learn some foundational skills to make a thing. Um, it's so much fun. You should join us next year.
That's true. I feel like it's good because it kind of forces people to get off their butt and make things um, that otherwise I think it just stops people from overthinking because you only have like a couple weeks, so you don't have time to overthink, and then you're sort of pushed off a cliff straight into the water and have to figure out how to swim from there. And that's good for you. That's really good for you. We should be pushing more people off cliffs.
Here, here. All right. I mean, if anybody can tell, I did not do a ton of preparation for this, but we have some questions that were submitted in the Discord server. So I have a few from Quills that I'm going to ask. The first one is, did you already have further script ideas and plans to develop during PodJam? Or plans to continue during PodJam, or did that develop in the time afterwards?
Yes, I think mainly we had plans to continue because we didn't realize at the time how hard making an ongoing audio drama was, especially like a full script one. Full script is really hard because you have to be organizing so many people, so many people. And everyone has day jobs as well, so sometimes it will take like 4 months for someone to get back to you with lines. But the thing on that is just you have to remember it's a fun project, not
Yeah. Um, Quills' next question is, which episode was your favorite to write, and which was your favorite to edit?
that
It sounds like you're cutting out a little bit. I want to give it just a sec. I'm sorry.
Hello, are we back?
You're back.
Okay, yay. Sorry, it kind of cut out. I was in the middle of a tangent and it cut out immediately.
Oh, gotcha. Would you like to finish your tangent?
I don't remember what I was saying, dog. I have ADHD.
That's fair. All right.
What was the last question? And I'll go from there.
The last question was, which episode was your favorite to write, and which was your favorite to edit?
Oh, episode 5 was my favorite to write because it was just really easy for some reason. All the other ones were perpetual struggle. This one, it was just real easy, and it's a fun one as well. That's one with Hazel in it, and I really like Hazel, who plays Bryber Berry. And I think when I heard her audition for the first time, I was like, we got to use this one. I think I just ended the audition. It was supposed to go for another week, but I was like, no, we're not going to get anyone better than this. Um, my favorite one to edit, I didn't like editing any of them. I didn't have any fun. I was crying the whole time. Um, Maybe also episode 5 because that has like Hamiel's little banjo song, and I had to record that, and I had to record the backing vocals, and it just sounds so terrible. It just sounds really bad, and that's extremely funny to me. I didn't get a lot of feedback on it at the time. People may have hated it and thought it was the most cringe thing ever, but that's exactly what my sense of humor is.
That's awesome. All right, another question from Quills is, what challenges did you find yourself facing when starting production, and how did you overcome them? I know you've talked a bunch about audio production, but if you want to elaborate on that a little bit more, if there's another facet that was a little
Truly,
hard.
everything was a struggle. Uh, I need to stop saying that. It just sounds like I hate making audio dramas.
You
I
heard it
don't
here, folks.
actually.
Never make audio dramas. It
No,
just sucks.
no. Well, it does suck, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. uh, the hardest thing was probably just project management because, as I've said, primarily I'm a writer. I got into managing the project and doing the audio editing and doing the voice acting almost by accident. So then I was suddenly in charge of this thing. And we decided to make it full cast in the beginning because it's like, that's just more fun. And it's more fun to listen to. It's not more fun to make. It's extremely horrible to make. But I'm happy because I got to meet so many people and I got to make a lot of friends, and the people that I became friends with during PodJam are still my friends today, so that's been really good. However, trying to manage like 30 voice actors, it's not easy because primarily they all have lives and they all have jobs, and you have to respect that and not be overly demanding. Um, they do love sending you like extremely weird file types that you then have to convert into a normal file type. They love sending you 100 audio files that are all like 3 seconds long and have incomprehensible names. Um, that kind of thing.
Yeah, juggling people is always so hard. What's your system for like staying on top of deadlines and scheduling and things like that? How do you run that for your show?
Deadlines and scheduling. Because it's such a casual project, I'm just like, I'll message people. I'll say, can you do this? I'll give them like 2 weeks or a month, but often people will go over that, and there is not a lot I can do about it because you cutting friendships over an audio drama. It's just not that serious. it's just not that serious. So I do a lot of calm breathing techniques, and I will gently message them like, "Hi, when do you think you're gonna get around to doing this?" Um, but it works out. It works out eventually. I think the main thing is just you can't you can't be harsh on people. That's not really how you get things done. How you get things done is giving people space and time to finish the work. Um, so I don't worry too much about deadlines. It's not like we're making money from it. Um, and in fact, we're actively losing money from it, to be honest. But the point of the project isn't for it to be super professional and super consistent. It's just to be making a thing.
And making a thing makes living life so much better. That's my opinion.
Yeah,
You don't sound convinced.
I'm convinced.
All right. Another question we had submitted was, what are your three top tips to stop overthinking and just make a show happen?
Um, that's a good question. And if there was one solid answer for this, that would be beautiful and that would be great. The trouble is it's complicated. Uh, for Hamiel, primarily, it's a comedy show. It's silly. It doesn't take itself seriously. I think the main thing that kept me going is just I would sit down and I would be allowed to write whatever I wanted to write, and I wasn't worrying too much about having to appeal to advertisers because we don't have ads, having to appeal to the audience because we have like 3 listeners. I was just trying to make something fun, and oh, and I was writing to make my friends have to read out the most embarrassing voice acting lines possible, and to kind of torture them in that way. So that was very motivating. I think stuff that's really motivating is getting voice lines back from voice actors. I remember the first time that happened, and it was a really magical feeling because you hear the thing that you wrote suddenly coming to life. And also the audience has been very motivating. I said before we have 3 listeners, but the thing about the 3 listeners that we do have is that they're all very passionate about the project. It's weird. It's weird how passionate people are about the project. It's weird how much they like it. I don't think I should be saying that, um, because they're gonna get really upset that I called them weird. I think like good weird though. I just wasn't expecting it. I would categorize the show as very small, but also very beloved. And the amount of positive feedback that we've been getting has just it's been more motivating than if we were just posting it into the void. So I would say the main thing is just not putting too much pressure on yourself and remembering it's not that serious and what you're doing is nerd shit. It's just nerd shit. Um, it's just making audio fiction. You don't have to get too pressed about it.
That's awesome. I love that answer. If anybody in the chat has any questions, now's a great time to throw them in. But we had a few silly questions also submitted, so I'm going to go ahead and ask those. If anybody in chat has any things they'd like to ask. Um, Jesse Pinwheel is wondering, if you had to get rid of noodles forever or rice forever, which one would you pick?
This is the one I was most scared of answering because I knew that whatever I said, people were gonna be so mad at me. Um, no. Um, to be honest, I prefer noodles and I like eating noodles more. However, I feel as though rice is more of a staple food. It's more important to the culture, and I have what is right for the greater good. And also, if I got rid of rice forever, when I was walking down the street, people would sort of throw tomatoes at me and say, "Look, it's the guy who deleted rice." Um, and that would just be bad for my brand and my image. That wouldn't be good. So I think I would delete rice and then be very sad for the rest of my life because I couldn't eat. Did I say delete rice? No, 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 no. Don't clip that. I would keep the rice and I would delete the noodles. And then I would cry. That's what's up.
Fair. Jesse's good at asking these questions that are horrible. For another thing I did, she asked if the person would rather get rid of potatoes or tomatoes for forever. It's like
I
it's
don't have to answer
unbelievably
that, right?
cruel. No, you don't.
Okay,
But
yay.
unbelievably cruel.
Oh no. I would get rid of again, it's the same answer where I like tomatoes more, but potatoes are more important to civilization, so I would have to get rid of tomatoes.
But then nobody could throw them at you.
Yo, yo, yo. Okay, okay, we win.
Jesse had another question, which was, "What is your favorite Minecraft block?"
Oh, I. Oh, this is good. This is good. This is good. This is good. Um, I've been playing like a ridiculous amount of Minecraft recently. Actually, this is really bad. This is really bad. The other day, um, I woke up, I was having like a nightmare about Minecraft where I dug straight down and I got stuck in a cave. And then I woke up very suddenly because I think I died in the dream. And I went to turn on my computer and it wouldn't start because the fan had completely broken because that week I had been playing so much Minecraft. And then, and this is also the middle of exams. And I shouldn't have been playing Minecraft in the middle of exams, but I did, and I bore the consequences of my actions. Oh no. And my favorite block is probably the quartz block. Um, Even though I've been collecting a lot of quartz and I've been dying in a lot of lava because I've been building a house and I've been following a proper house tutorial. I was like, this time I'm gonna make a really good house and it's not gonna be scuffed and it's not gonna be a cave with a goat in it, which was my previous house. Um, but I've been collecting quartz because the building tutorial is like make white concrete and the recipe for white concrete is like sand and gravel and bone meal and I'm afraid of the skeletons. They're very scary, so I haven't been collecting bone meal because you get that from skeletons and they're really scary and they have like bows and they can shoot you and they can kill you. Anyway, I like quartz. It's white and I can use it instead of concrete and I don't die getting it except for in lava. Bye.
Nice. Quartz is a very good one. Also, you can get bone meal by using a composter if you have like
Wait,
extra
for
compost
real?
or something. Yeah, that's what you get when you fill them up.
Oh shoot. This changes everything.
I know when I
Maybe I
found
didn't
out, I
have
was
to
like,
die in
what?
all that lava.
But yeah, it doesn't look like we've had any other questions sent in. But thank you to everyone who sent them in earlier. And thank you so much for joining me, Spikes. Where can people find you? Where can people find your show?
I hope they don't find me.
We need your full street address.
No, 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 no. That would be scary. That would be scary. Please don't find me. Um, oh no. Uh, can I plug my friend's show instead?
Go for it.
Okay, I have a couple friends. Don't find me on, people say they're gonna find me. This is really scary. Um, I have a couple friends. Radio San Lazaro recently started. That's by Haven, and Annie. And it's about the zombie apocalypse and it's very cool. They're like 3 episodes out. Clinical Space is also by Haven. It's about a counselor on a spaceship. Um, Various ethical violations. Very cool, very fun. If you like Star Trek, you'll probably enjoy that one. Make the engine. recently finished the crowdfunding and it got fully funded, I think. And it's about like a train. If you like trains, it's kind of steampunk. That's what the kids are into these days, I've heard. Um, and that is by Lumi, who helped us with the Pod Jam this year in my group. Yay. Very cool.
Yay. What was the name of your guys' Podjam episode this year?
It was called Habeas Corpus and it's really good. Um, but I spelled the title wrong in the cover art, and now we just have to live with that for the rest of our lives. Which is why you don't name your podcast Latin things.
I shall add to the list of notes of things that I have learned today. If anybody
Thank
wants
you.
to, if anyone wants to listen to any of the Podjam episodes, that those should be available on any podcasting platform. They're all in the same feed, and they're all a ton of fun. Highly recommend.
Yay.
But thank you again for joining me today. Um, yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream. But have a lovely rest of your day, everyone.
Thank you. I was very terrified the whole time.